Have you ever paused, just for a moment, and asked yourself, is there something simple I've been overlooking? Something so basic, so ordinary, that it could quietly hold the secret to aging well? Not the big things, not surgeries or supplements, not perfect diets or rigorous routines, but the small, everyday acts. The way you begin your morning, the way you care for the parts of your body that no one sees but carry you through life every single day. This question first arose when I heard the story of a 92-year-old doctor, still sharp, still steady, still deeply respected in his quiet corner of Boston. A man whose patients returned decade after decade, not just for treatment, but for wisdom. And when people ask him for his secret to longevity, he doesn't speak of fancy science or modern breakthroughs. He simply smiles and says, most people expect a miracle, but the miracle is in what they neglect. What he means is this: your feet, your armpits, your inner thighs, your scalp and spine. These aren't just body parts. They're portals to circulation, to clarify, to resilience, to joy. In this video, we'll uncover the 4 most overlooked areas of your body that, when cared for with gentle attention, can awaken your strength, sharpen your mind, and return a sense of lightness to your daily life. If you're someone who believes that true health is built on quiet rituals and not quick fixes, if you're ready to treat your body with the reverence it deserves, then you're exactly where you need to be. Before we begin, if this message already speaks to your heart, subscribe now so you won't miss the quiet wisdom we share each week. Let's begin not just with the body, but with a mindset, a belief that healing is not always loud, and longevity is often found in the places no one taught us to look. Number 1, your feet, the forgotten foundation of longevity. If the soul resides in the heart, then surely our freedom resides in the feet. It's a quiet truth, so quiet we often step over it, quite literally, but not Dr. Chen. Every morning, long before he reads a chart or greets a patient, he begins with his feet. Not out of vanity, not out of habit, but out of reverence. Because after nearly 7 decades in medicine, he has seen one thing clearly: our feet tell the truth before anything else does. Cold toes, that's circulation. Cracked heels, that's hydration and mobility. Loss of sensation, that could be an early warning of something deeper. In aging, the body whispers before it shouts, and the feet are often the first to speak. He remembers one man in particular, John, 74 years old, tired all the time, foggy, restless sleep. His blood tests were normal, and he exercised regularly. But he told Dr. Chen, "My legs just don't feel like they're mine anymore." Dr. Chen examined him quietly, then asked a simple question: "How do you care for your feet?" John blinked. "I wash them?" What followed was a 3-month transformation, not from a pill or a surgery, but from ritual. Warm water soaks, gentle massages, careful moisturizing, proper shoes. Within weeks, John began sleeping through the night. His posture changed, his mood lifted, and perhaps most beautifully, he started walking again. Not just functionally, but with joy. Because when your feet feel cared for, the rest of you follows. So how do you begin? Start small. A warm soak, not hot, just 5 minutes. Let the warmth open the blood vessels, relax the muscles. Then with mild soap and loving hands, wash gently, not just the soles, but between the toes. That space matters. Fungal infections, hidden bacteria, all thrive there if we rush. After rinsing, don't rub, pat dry, every crevice. Moisture that lingers is a trap for fungus and odor. Then comes the most powerful part, the massage. With your thumbs, begin at the ball of your foot and glide slowly toward the heel. Circular motions, steady pressure. This isn't just comfort, it stimulates pressure points that Chinese medicine mapped centuries ago. and that modern studies now connect to improved circulation, balance, and even immune support. Still skeptical? The Journal of Aging Research published a study showing that seniors who practice consistent foot care experienced 40% fewer falls and had better mobility scores within 3 months. Not because of fancy tech, but because of attention, intention, and touch. Dr. Chen calls it thanking your feet. They've carried you for decades, he tells his patients. They've held your weight through grief, celebration, exhaustion, and rebirth. They deserve more than neglect. His patient Margaret, a retired teacher in her 70s, once feared she'd never walk unassisted again. Pain and stiffness ruled her mornings. But after following the foot care protocol, she not only regained confidence, she now leads a walking group every Thursday through the neighborhood park, chatting and laughing like it's 1982 again. And that's the thing. Good foot care doesn't just bring back circulation, it brings back life. If you or someone you love struggles with balance, fatigue, or cold extremities, begin here. Begin now. Start with a non-slip bath mat to stay safe, a soft brush for exfoliating, a good moisturizer specifically for feet, and supportive, comfortable shoes, not tight, not flat, but kind. And if you live with diabetes or decreased sensitivity, Dr. Chen offers this gentle reminder. Test water temperature with your elbow first. Look at your feet every day, even if they feel fine. Prevention is always kinder than treatment. He also teaches a beautiful evening ritual. 10 quiet minutes before bed. Just you, your feet, and your breath. Massage upward toward the heart. Let your day drain down into the ground. You'll sleep more deeply. You'll wake up easier. And with time, you'll walk taller, not because your body is younger, but because it's better cared for. And maybe, just maybe, you'll begin to see your own body not as something to fight against, but something to cherish. Number 2, your armpits, the silent detox centers. Now let's move to a place few of us ever think to honor, the armpits. It's almost funny, isn't it? For most of our lives, we've been taught to hide this area, to mask it, to clean it quickly, swipe on something that smells like synthetic flowers, and move on. But Dr. Chen sees something else. He calls this area the body's natural crossroads, a quiet hub of immunity, circulation, and emotional release. And once you understand the anatomy, it makes sense. Beneath the soft skin of your underarms live powerful lymph nodes, tiny filters that clear out toxins, support immune health, and regulate inflammation. But unlike blood, the lymph system has no pump. It moves only when you move, when you care, when you touch it with purpose. One of Dr. Chen's patients, Helen, was an active, joyful 73-year-old, but she kept catching colds, feeling drained. Her doctor said her tests were normal, but something felt off. Dr. Chen gently asked her, "When was the last time you gave this part of your body your attention? Not just with deodorant, but with care?" She couldn't remember, and so they began a new ritual. Gentle cleansing with circular motions. Patting dry, switching to a natural, non-clogging deodorant. And the most powerful change of all, a 2-minute lymphatic massage every morning. Gentle upward strokes from the armpit to the collarbone, like encouraging traffic to move freely again through a once-jammed intersection. Within weeks, Helen noticed fewer colds, more energy, and perhaps most surprising, less tension in her shoulders, a place where we all carry invisible weight. Dr. Chen teaches this with quiet reverence. Your armpits, he says, are not embarrassing. They are sacred. They are where your body whispers, "Let me flow." So how do you begin? First, cleanse gently. Use warm, not hot, water and a mild, unscented soap. Wash in slow, circular motions from the outer edge inward. This supports natural lymph flow. Second, dry completely. Moisture left behind can feed bacteria and slow the body's detox process. Third, choose wisely. Many antiperspirants block sweat by plugging sweat glands with aluminum salts, which can also block lymphatic drainage. Dr. Chen recommends natural options: mineral salts, baking soda-based, or magnesium-infused. Try them carefully, seeing your skin is more delicate. Always patch test. And finally, massage, just 2 minutes each morning. Gentle, loving upward strokes. You're not scrubbing, you're supporting, encouraging your body to move what it no longer needs. And you'll feel it, not just under your arms, but in your posture, your energy, even your mood. Another patient, Robert, 68, a retired firefighter, had stiff shoulders for years. After a few weeks of lymphatic massage and natural care, he came in and said, "I didn't know I could feel this light again." And you can too. If you've ever felt sluggish, foggy, or weighed down without a clear reason, try this. Don't underestimate how deeply your body's listening. And if this reminder feels like something your younger self never got to hear, let me say it now. You deserve to care for every part of yourself, not just the ones that show. Number 3, your inner thighs, where circulation whispers and comfort begins. Now let's move to a place that rarely gets mentioned in any wellness guide: the inner thighs. They don't make it into glossy health magazines or flashy exercise videos. But ask anyone who has struggled with discomfort while walking, or swelling in the legs, or fatigue that starts from the hips and spreads like a slow wave. And they'll tell you, this is not a place to ignore. Dr. Chen smiles gently whenever this topic comes up. Most people think this is just skin, he says, but it's a corridor, an internal highway of blood, energy, and even emotion. He's referring to the femoral artery, a major vessel that runs deep in the thighs, carrying nearly 20% of your body's total blood flow. When this area is neglected through tight clothing, lack of movement, or friction, circulation slows, discomfort rises, and even other organs like the liver begin to show signs of stress. One of his longtime patients, Mary, understood this in a way no textbook ever could. At 71, she was active and cheerful, but behind the smiles, she struggled with leg swelling and persistent fatigue. Sitting too long felt like pressure. Standing too long felt like heaviness. She thought it was just age, but Dr. Chen suggested a new daily ritual, one she'd never tried before. It began with presence. Each morning she would wash her inner thighs with warm water and gentle, unscented soap. Not rushed, but in upward strokes, supporting the direction of blood flow. Then she would pat dry with a soft towel, paying attention to the creases. Those quiet folds where moisture lingers and irritation begins. Next came movement, seated stretches, gentle inner thigh openings. The butterfly pose, knees in, then out. Not to push, but to invite the body to move. And finally, prevention, breathable clothing, a touch of cornstarch to keep dry, and most importantly, noticing. She told Dr. Chen weeks later, "I feel like I reclaimed a part of myself I didn't know I had neglected." Her swelling faded. Her energy returned. Her liver function, which had been just slightly off, normalized. And the way she moved, more upright, more balanced, more comfortable, was impossible to ignore. Because the inner thighs aren't just about circulation. They're about ease, about reclaiming the soft, quiet dignity of movement without pain. Dr. Chen teaches what he calls the 3 pillars of care for this area. 1, cleanse with care, no harsh scrubbing, just gentle upward strokes with attention and breath. 2, move daily. Even 3 minutes of slow stretching each morning makes a difference. Your body remembers the invitation. 3, stay dry, stay kind. Natural fibers. No talcum powder, just lightness and protection. Tom, 76, came to Dr. Chen with recurring chafing and discomfort. He thought it was just something old guys live with. But once he adopted this inner thigh care routine, cleaning, stretching, dressing with intention, his daily walks became a joy again. The complaints stopped, the confidence returned, because when friction fades, flow returns. Warning signs here can be subtle. Skin irritation, mild swelling, unexplained fatigue, but don't wait for pain to pay attention. Start now. And in the evening, Dr. Chen adds one final touch, a slow, upward massage, not with pressure, but with gratitude. Just 5 minutes before sleep. A way to tell your body, I see you, I care for you, thank you for carrying me today. Subscribe now if this kind of care speaks to you, because the most powerful healing begins where attention meets tenderness. And as we move forward, there's one more place that Dr. Chen calls your energy center. It's not where you think, but it may just change everything. Number 4, your back and scalp. Where your energy lives and thinking begins. Finally, we arrive at the places most people forget until they hurt. The back, the scalp. 2 of the most neglected areas in the daily care of older adults, and 2 of the most essential when it comes to vitality, mental clarity, and even emotional well-being. Dr. Chen calls them your energy stations, because when they are cared for properly, everything else, how you move, how you think, how you sleep, begins to flow again. Think of your spine as a superhighway. It carries the messages between your brain and your body. Every twitch of your foot, every beat of your heart, every breath in your lungs is governed by signals that travel through your back. And your scalp, beneath those quiet strands of hair, is alive with tiny vessels and nerves. It feeds your brain with blood, oxygen, and clarity. Ignore it for too long, and you don't just get dry skin. You lose focus. You feel foggy, disconnected. One of Dr. Chen's patients, Barbara, came in at 75. Sharp, witty, but with one concern. I feel like my brain is slowing down. There was no diagnosis, no disease, just a quiet decline in clarity. So they tried something gentle, something unexpected, a back and scalp care routine. It began in the shower, a soft brush for her back, long-handled, easy to grip, warm, not hot water, circular strokes from the lower back up, following the body's natural energy flow. No pressure, just presence. And for the scalp, fingertips, not nails, moving from forehead to neck in small, intentional circles, not rushing, just breathing. Over time, Barbara reported something she hadn't felt in years: lightness. Her posture improved. She remembered names more easily. Her daughter said, "Mom, you seem brighter." This wasn't magic. This was care. Dr. Chen explains that in older adults, spinal compression and reduced scalp blood flow are common, but that doesn't mean they are irreversible. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 in the evening. That's all it takes to begin turning the tide. He recommends a soft back brush, long-handled for ease, a warm shower followed by gentle towel patting, never rubbing, a few gentle morning stretches, shoulder rolls, spine twists, hands on hips, and breathe. And a nightly scalp massage, 2 fingers moving from front to back, slow and steady. For those with mobility issues, modifications help. Seated stretches, supported movement, even dry scalp massage while resting in bed. Richard, 82, began this after years of back tension and poor sleep. Within 2 weeks, not only did he sleep deeper, his kids noticed he was more talkative, more emotionally present. Like I was getting dad back, they said. Because when you care for these 2 energy centers, your body doesn't just relax, your soul wakes up. Warning signs to watch for: persistent tightness, scalp tenderness, dryness, and tingling. These are not just annoyances. They are invitations to return to yourself. And the beauty of this practice? You don't need anything fancy, just intention, just 5 minutes of slowness in a world that rushes, 5 minutes of listening to the body instead of ignoring it, that your vitality was never lost. It was just waiting for your touch. Number 5, your hands, where dignity and memory live. There is one final place Dr. Chen always returns to, not because it's forgotten, but because it holds everything. Your hands, he says, they are the most honest part of your body. They reveal what you've carried, what you've lost, what you've created, what you've let go of. He once told a patient, if the feet carry your story, the hands write it. And it's true. Look at them now. The fine lines, the knuckles, the spots of sun. These are not flaws. These are proof that you've lived, that you've built something, that you've touched life. But hands age fast, not because they fail, but because they serve so constantly. And without care, they grow tired, numb, stiff. Yet the beautiful part? They respond almost instantly to love. Dr. Chen recommends a simple hand ritual, not just for hygiene, but for healing. Start with warm water, not hot. Soak them for a minute or two. Let the warmth relax the tendons, open the vessels. Then clean gently, including the spaces between fingers and around the nails. These tiny creases are often missed, yet they're where bacteria, dryness, and discomfort begin. Pat dry with patience. And then, the most powerful moment, moisturize with intention. Use a cream that feels kind, not sticky. Begin at the palms, move to the fingers, then trace slow circles across each knuckle. Take your time, because what you're touching isn't just skin, it's your history. Dr. Chen encourages patients to do this as a form of meditation. You're thanking the hands that fed your family, that signed letters, that held someone's grief. He shares the story of his patient, Ruth. At 80, arthritis had curved her fingers. She felt ashamed of how they looked. She said, "They don't feel like mine anymore." But after 2 months of gentle nightly hand massage, she didn't just feel less pain, she felt reconnected. "Now I look at them and remember my garden," she said. "I remember holding my grandson. I remember who I am." That's the thing about hands. When we stop resenting their aging, we start remembering their legacy. If you experience stiffness, tingling, or cold hands, begin here. Stretch your fingers slowly every morning. Open and close your fist 5 times. Touch each fingertip to your thumb. Massage the base of each finger in small circles. It's not just for mobility, it's for memory, for dignity, for staying connected to your past and your presence. And at night, let this be your final act. A hand massage before bed, as if you're telling your story back to yourself, one finger at a time. Because no matter your age, your hands are not just working tools. They are extensions of your heart. Let your hands be your reminder. You are still creating. You are still connected. You are still here. So here we are. 4 quiet places in the body. 4 spaces we so often rush past until they call our name through discomfort, stiffness, or silence. But when we listen, when we wash with care, stretch with breath, massage with kindness, these places begin to speak again, not just in less pain, but in more presence. Your feet, your armpits, your inner thighs, your back and scalp. They may seem unrelated, but they form a quiet symphony beneath your skin. A network that supports how you stand, how you think, how you feel, and how you connect to this world each day. And perhaps the greatest truth Dr. Chen offers is this: it's never too late. Not to reclaim comfort, not to restore flow, not to begin again. Start with 5 minutes. Choose one area. Build a ritual. Let it become a doorway back to your body, your clarity, your joy. Because real longevity doesn't come from outside fixes. It grows from the inside out, from the way you care when no one is watching. If this message has stirred something in you, something tender and true, I invite you to subscribe to More Healing Wisdom. We'll walk this path together, one mindful habit at a time. And tell me in the comments below, which part of your body will you begin to honor today? Because the way we age is not just biology, it's a relationship with ourselves. And the smallest acts of care, they're never small. They are how we say, I still matter. This life still matters. One gentle breath, one tender stroke, one quiet moment at a time.